Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Recovery Classroom. My name is Drew. I am an alcoholic, and today I'm a recovering alcoholic, and I cannot be any more grateful. We had a great crosstalk spotlight meeting last night. Drenda Nelson came down and she shared her own personal experiences, moving experiences with her whole course through addiction on into sobriety and recovery, and it was phenomenal. Drenda, you did a fantastic job, and I could tell it resonated with a lot of folks in the room last night, and just that whole crosstalk format, being able to ask questions and probe a little deeper, get a little bit more insights, what was going through her mind, things like that. It was just fantastic. So Drenda, congratulations. You did a fantastic job last night. I'm so proud of you. It's quite a ways coming from the little girl shy little girl who walked in that room, a while back and didn't want to say a word. And now here you are just up owning the place. So very proud of you. In that same thread, I myself will be giving my lead here in a couple weeks, and I was working this morning kind of on some of the content that I'm going to include when I do share my lead with folks, and I was struck by something as I was kind of writing this out this morning, and I thought it pertinent to share today. In August of 2018, I had been sober on my own, dry drunk, whatever you want to call it. I'd been sober for about 4.5 years. And again, I did it without AA, without religion, without anything. It was just good old-fashioned willpower and self-discipline, right? And so while in August of 2017, my family and I were on vacation, and I broke a rib. And rather than paying the ridiculously amount of expenses associated with an out-of-network hospital bill, I had the bright idea to take my family to an Irish pub for dinner that night. And understanding, of course, that I was in pain from this rib, I would have two drinks. Now, keep in mind, I'd been sober for 4.5 years, and I spent that time coming to believe that alcoholism was nothing more than just a lack of willpower. It was just a matter of discipline, a management issue. And so I remember my family, my kids and my wife, they were kind of apprehensive whenever I was taking those two drinks. I remember I took them, and it's like they were expecting, horns to grow out of my head or a third eyeball to pop in my forehead or something. But lo and behold, none of that happened. And I remember kind of sitting back just all, proud of the fact, see, I control my drinking. And I didn't drink the rest of that night. I just took those two drinks and that was it. And matter of fact, returning home, after that vacation trip, returning home, I clearly remember thinking that the more sober days, the more days that I put between now and whenever I took those two drinks on vacation, the more proof, the more justification that I could provide to my family. I'm not an alcoholic. It's just a management issue. It's just a discipline problem. And looking back now, I didn't realize this at the time, but looking back now, I was laying the groundwork to justify my behavior. I was laying the groundwork to justify my alcoholism. I remember how proud I was at the fact that I did take those two drinks and I was good. It is just a management problem. It's a matter of self-will. I remember thinking that. And I also remember thinking, the longer I can go without taking a drink, not that I was thinking about it, but the longer I can go without taking a drink, the more justification, the more proof I have, the more evidence I have to prove to my family that, see, I'm not an alcoholic. It's just a lack of discipline. That's all it is. And again, looking back, what I was doing, I was laying that foundation, I was laying that groundwork to one day soon justify the behaviors that were coming. And I should have seen it. I didn't, but I should have. And that's something even now that coming through my own personal recovery pathway through the rooms of Alcoholics Anonymous, I learned that, our addiction will justify the hell out of anything and everything. It will use whatever it can to find an excuse to continue to live inside our bodies. I came back from that vacation trip and I was good. I didn't drink again until early November 2017 when the Astros won the World Series. And I remember I said, hell, it's time to celebrate, right? I took a drink back in August. It's November. I haven't had a drink since then. I'm good, right? Again, it's a management problem. And I remember I drank, whenever the Astros won the World Series and how happy I was. And I set it down. That was in early November of 2017. By January of 2018, I was back to drinking a full bottle a day. But again, to justify it, to explain it and rationalize it to people, I was drinking just so I could put myself to sleep, so I could help myself get to sleep and sleep more soundly, which is totally asinine. Alcohol does not make you sleep more soundly. Sure, it makes you go to sleep quicker, but it does not make you sleep more soundly. I want to ask you, are you trying to rationalize behaviors? Are you trying to rationalize excuses for you to continue your self-destructive behaviors? Do you spend more time fighting, kind of like what I talked about yesterday, fighting these battles that you probably don't need to be fighting, rather than fighting the main battles you need to be fighting? Are you rationalizing your behavior? Are you setting yourself up for a relapse? Are you setting yourself up to continue that self-destructive behavior that you know is only going to end, well, not in your favor? I want to encourage you, take a look at the things you're thinking about, and pay attention to, are you rationalizing certain behaviors that may seem out of character? Are you 90 days sober and you're thinking, maybe, I've been 90 days sober, I could handle a few drinks, right? Maybe I'm a couple years sober, I can handle a few drinks. I can prove to myself and everybody else that it's just a management problem. I know, because I tried that for a couple years and it didn't work at all. It did not work out for me. But fortunately, I walked into a room where folks were willing to share their own experience, strength, and hope with me, and to tell me how they got sober. So one day, in hopes that one day I could take their advice and their suggestions and try to apply to my own life to help it get me clean and sober once and for all. So with that being said, I'll let you guys go. Thank you guys for letting me come in and share 5 to 10 minutes of your day with you. You guys absolutely keep me sober, and I cannot be any more appreciative. If there's a topic you'd like to hear discussed, feel free to drop it into an email to me, Drew, D-R-E-W, at recoveryclassroom.org. I'll take a look at it and we'll see what we can do. We'll be talking again soon. Remember, guys, you can't get drunk if you don't take that first drink.